Hi guys, we are live, day one of our mindfulness challenge. I'm waiting to see if anyone else can join us live. Oh yes, there's a couple of people here. Hi Ellie, hello gorgeous. Hey Abby, mwah, 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 mwah. Hey, let me know you guys are here live with me. Happy Monday. Who else is here? Let me know. Hi Claire, amazing. How are we all today this Monday morning? The sun is finally out. I feel like it's been so cold and snowy and feels like winter. So today I feel like I'm kind of bright and excited and shiny and all the gorgeousness. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Abby. That's so sweet of you. All right, you guys, welcome to day one. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited. A little bit nervous too, but there's quite a few of you that is in this challenge. I know that some of you might not be able to join us live, but obviously if you can, let me know that you are here and we're gonna get started straight away. So a little welcome, and you've signed up because you want to experience the magic of the mindfulness practice for yourself. Isn't that right? So in order to experience the impact and the benefit, the full benefits of the practice, this means that you need to practice. Well, first of all, you need to show up. You need to show up for yourself, not for me, but I'll be here, but you need to show up for yourself. So that's why I created this challenge, because that means that you committed to showing up daily, at least for these 5 days, to experience mindfulness practice for yourself, but also means that you have to do the work. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to dedicate the whole day, but we're going to at least try, okay? So today is all about awareness. But before that, I need to talk about this amazing prize that I am going to be giving away to one beautiful person who is ready to put in all of the work, right? The hard work and to show up fully. And so this prize is a 3-session mindfulness coaching sessions with me. And it's really to set a strong foundation for your self-practice. So I will be guiding you and teaching you and give you all the tools. Okay, maybe not all, but some of the tools that I think you're ready for to set yourself up for a self-practice. And this coaching sessions, all 3 of them, it's worth $997. So it's a pretty good one. So it's just you and I. Yes, it's awesome, isn't it, Abby? And you and I, the winner and I will be working together to obviously, map out your structure and your own self-practice, how it looks like, and just to set you off on that self-love, self-care practice. So I hope you're excited. And so there are some rules around that, right? So the most engaged person is going to be winning this prize. So what does engaging means? So first of all, you got to show up, right? So you've got to watch the videos or come on live with me. So obviously I know that you might not be able to watch live the videos, but make sure you watch the replay. Let me know that you are watching it, right? So #replay, let me know that you've seen it, you've watched it, and then you have to engage, right? You've got to tell me, what is your biggest takeaway? What did you get out of like the daily challenge? And obviously practicing, so doing the task. Come into the group, let everyone know if you tried it, you've done it, what happened, how did it feel, like anything at all to document your practice, yeah? And obviously sharing into the group. And if you feel like you can support other people whilst you're on this journey, amazing, right? So maybe someone else might be sharing their challenges around it, or maybe they're asking questions about how to get over or how to do something. So perhaps you would be the one to also engage in helping people out. And bonus points, if you were to share on your own social media, your biggest takeaway and perhaps the exercise that you've tried and how you felt around it, and anything like that to share with your community that you are doing this for yourself. obviously tagging me so that I can see it. And I know that you shared it on your personal social media, and that would be bonus points. Cool. Any case, I'll put it all in the notes afterwards if you don't remember it. But the idea here is to get involved. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so awareness, right? So awareness is the first step to any transformation. You can't change what you don't know that needs changing. You can't change what you don't know that is no longer working for you. So awareness is also a way of understanding yourself better, connecting deeper with yourself, or even knowing your triggers or, any situation caused by other people that might, set you off, right? Like maybe, perhaps you wake up in the morning just feeling generally irritated or, not energized, or you're not excited about the day. Like, we want to know why that is, right? So, or if even just identifying that that's not lighting you up, that's not a part of your life that is, giving you or the feels of excitement and joy, then, we need to look into it. We need to know why, and we need to know what we could do. And perhaps we may not know why straight away, but we need to not do nothing about it. So we're going to try different ways to get to the bottom of why something is no longer working for you. And so then it also leads into what I'm going to say is about our intentions. So what is your intention for joining this challenge? What is your intention? Again, an intention is a form of awareness. So my intention for this challenge is to connect with you all and share as much as I can about the mindfulness practice that has impacted me so positively with you guys. So that is my intention. So with this intention, it frames around everything that I'm sharing, I'm doing over these 5 days. So perhaps let's start with, what is your intention by joining this challenge? Type it into the chat right now, or if you're watching this later on, a replay, share here in the group. What is your intention? Perhaps is to learn how to focus, right? Gain more focus. Love it, Claire, to be more present. Awesome. This is definitely the right challenge for you. Perhaps is to connect with yourself deeper. Perhaps you struggle to find time to connect with yourself, to just find stillness. Abby, to keep myself accountable and getting back into the practice. Amazing. I love it, love it, love it. Yes, keeping yourself accountable. So there's, I don't know, like that's over 20 of us here in the group. So all 20 of us here is going to keep you accountable on getting back into the practice. We are here to support you, Abby. Miriam, yes, to start a daily mindfulness practice to have stress relief. Amazing. Okay, so the S word already. Yes, so good. Yes, so remember guys, stress is not always a bad thing. There is such a thing as good stress. As I shared earlier before, I'm feeling a little bit nervous around, just being here today. And I'm not afraid to say that because it's excitement, and also because I care about how this is going to go. So it's only natural that I feel nervous, and it's a good form of nervous. And therefore there is no, there's good stress, and there's also like stress that may be dragging out too much, too long, and not knowing how to turn it off. So the mindfulness practice is great for helping us to, manage our stress. Love it, love it. So remember guys, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you share what your intention is. So with this intention in mind, this is what you're going to remember over the next 5 days, like these whole 5 days challenge, is to remind yourself why you're doing this. Especially when you think, I can't be bothered, I don't want to do it. Is remind yourself, why am I doing this? Because this is important to you, right? living a stressful life or feeling stressful all the time is not fun. So you know that this is something you want to do for yourself. Alrighty. So in terms of cultivating awareness, so today I just want to start with something really, really simple. So with awareness is really to pay attention to what you're doing right here, right now, right? So this is the informal practice. So let's say you are writing, you are at work and you're writing an email. Are you feeling grounded and fully focused on writing the email? Or are you somewhere else in your head, you are thinking or worrying about something else that is not related to the email that you're working on, or even the project that you're working on? If that is the case, make sure that just obviously bringing the awareness that you are not fully present. And when that happens, you have the choice. Do I want to continue feeling this way, like as though my attention is 50% somewhere else and 50% here doing what I'm doing with my body? And then to make the choice, I want to be 100% here. So you let go of whatever it is that you need to do, whether that looks like writing it down so that you don't forget and go, okay, I'm gonna come back to this, I'm gonna work on this. And then being fully present here to do what you're doing on task, on hand. Okay, so we call this the mind and body connection. So if you are washing dishes, as I like to give as an example, or if you're showering, paying attention fully to that, whatever that it is that you are doing. So number one today is no multitasking. Everyone understands what multitasking is, because I feel like it's been over glamorized. It's like as though if we are supermen or superwomen if we can multitask, and that is glorified, I feel like, in our society. And that is something I want you to try to not do today. So as your first exercise and homework is no multitasking. Perhaps you're driving, maybe you turn off the radio. Just try it for once. I know everyone is like super autopilot. We get into the car, the music is blaring, we've got the radio on, and perhaps, or maybe even listening to a podcast, whatever, depending how long your drive is. Turn off everything and just focus on the driving. Focus in looking around. I mean, because when we're driving, we're using a lot of our senses, right? What we can see, like the peripheral views, like even we can see right through the back. Like it's just quite an amazing thing, driving. And instead of listening to the radio or to music, is just being able to hear the sounds, like just from the drive. And just noticing, and I bet you that you probably notice something different or new, or something you didn't notice on a drive that you do maybe every day for the last like however many years. So something to try. So no multitasking. I'm just trying to think what is a common example of multitasking. If you're at work or if you have colleagues and listening to people, talking to people, are you listening to what they're saying completely, or are you thinking about something else in your head? Right? You are kind of like la 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 having a conversation, but then maybe in your mind you're thinking about what you have to do after this, or maybe forming an opinion about what the person is sharing or saying. Drop all of that. Just be fully present. Don't worry about what to say, but focus on the listening. Anyone has tried this, mindful listening and just focusing on the listening? Or is there anything that you guys struggle with when it comes to multitasking? Yeah, thanks, Claire. That's a good example. Yeah. It's the monkey mind, as we call it. You're kind of all over the place. And Claire, I know that you are also, actually we have two massage therapists here, Claire and Abby. And I think maybe that's a good example to use because you are doing something with your hands when you are massaging. And so maybe you've been a therapist for a long time, and so you can actually do it with your eyes closed. So are you somewhere else in your mind as you're massaging your clients? Maybe it's 50-50. So maybe we can try and make that a little bit more like 80% of the time as you're massaging to be more present in the client that you're massaging, in the environment, in the room, in yourself, and just noticing, how that feels for a change. How is this landing for everyone? So this is the informal way of, yes, Abby, you're gonna try that? Yes, amazing. Yes. This is the informal way of cultivating awareness, right? So, and obviously there are 24 hours. I mean, your waking hours might be 14 hours at least. So there's always so much going on, and check in from time to time. Yeah, Abby said, I will do. Okay, you will do it? Yes, you're committed. You're gonna do it. Yes, you're gonna do it. And that's the thing, you don't know how it's gonna go until you give it a try. So cultivating awareness, and there's so many moments and opportunities in your day that you can try and practice that. Also, it's really good to just stop from time to time, whatever you're doing, and to kind of come back into your own body. Like it can just take a minute or even less, right? Just noticing your breathing, noticing what you can smell around you, looking out into, out of the window, especially if you have a nice view of outside, and just really paying attention to what is going on in your body. And it can be really helpful to also ask yourself this question: how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? And sometimes you get answers, maybe sometimes you don't, but the answer's definitely within you. It's whether we know how to listen to it, how to get to know ourselves better. What does discomfort feel like in our body? What does anxiousness feel like in our body? Is that like really shallow breathing? Is it like sweaty palms? And just simply checking in and asking yourself, how am I feeling right now? What do I need? Am I hungry, or am I bored? Am I eating because I'm bored? Like just questioning yourself and checking in on a regular basis. And that is the awareness that we want to cultivate, so that we can be simply aware of what is going on from moment to moment. Any questions for me, you guys? And I think I just also want to talk about stress, right? Because the thing is, we are all capable of piling on stress. And perhaps now is also a good time to talk about the line of the line of vulnerability. That's it, line of vulnerability. And this is to do with the amount of stress that each one of us can handle at any given time. So if you think about, we all have stresses in life, like very low dose, low grade stress is pretty common, right? Like, for example, getting to work on time. That is a perhaps a stress, but like a one that you can manage, right? So maybe like me, you're struggling to get up early in the morning, like when it's still dark. Like for me, that is a bit of a stress when I know that I have to get up for a 7:30 a.m. call, and I'm afraid that I'll oversleep. So that, things like that are like low grade stress. And for example, you have a wharf that needs to be tended to, right? Or maybe there's a crack in your windscreen that needs to be fixed. So then that level of stress is going up a little bit more. That stress is a little bit higher than that low grade stress. Maybe it's a medium grade stress. So then, for example, you have an annoying flatmate, maybe. I don't know, just saying, right? And annoying partner, just kidding. Yeah, and maybe a flatmate, and that is causing some form of stress. Or maybe a dirty, like a flatmate that's not doing their bit in terms of cleaning and stuff. So maybe that's causing a bit of stress. So as you can see now, your stress, day-to-day stress, there's quite a few things now, like different layers. And then obviously, perhaps you get a complaint from a client or customer, like about you, like directly. Now that is the stress, like that last straw that broke the camel's back. And so, knowing where your line of vulnerability is, because you can take all of this stress up till here. And then the one thing that tipped you over, like that complaint from a client, for example, right? And that's where you like exploded, or you're like, oh my goodness, you're just like, I can't deal with this. This is all too much. So knowing how much stress you can handle. And often our stresses are built up. So it's not like a whew, like all at once. But of course, especially when COVID hit, that was like, yeah, that shit hit the fan. It all happened. But other than that, daily stresses, it's like that layering. So making sure that you're good at knowing where is your stress point, your breaking point. And knowing that you know how to get rid of or move through those other low-grade stresses. And make sure that you never get to that breaking point is helpful with stress relief. And the other thing about stress release is it's not like a one-off thing that you do, right? So you guys maybe know this. I love massages, and I think massages are great for easing tight muscles. And for me, it's also a really deep, intense way of releasing stress. But that's something like I do every 2 weeks or once a month. But every day, there needs to be something that you need to do for yourself to release stress. That might look like yoga, that looks like meditation, that looks like journaling, that looks like walking in nature, that looks like unplugging from your phone every night. Like for me, it's 9:30 onwards, is no phones off. I read a book in bed, getting ready for bed. Actually, the one thing that has really helped me a lot is that not watching phones or screens in bed at night before going to bed. I have a wind down routine that has been my godsend. Like I would never go back to anything else. Of course, there have been times where like I just, maybe want to watch a show on my phone or whatever, but otherwise the phone lives outside and I read a book. I get the best sleep and I don't have that cortisol still going on. We need melatonin at night. We need melatonin at night to help us sleep well. And so all that blue light, the light from screens, are not helpful in terms of us resting. And I always say that your day starts the night before. So you want to sleep well. You want to have a peaceful, relaxing night before you go to sleep. And then, so going in how you want to wake up the next day. And so that's been my absolute, self-care ritual that I love doing. And, it's been absolutely immensely helpful for me. How do you stop it? How do you stop looking at your phone? Is that what you mean, Claire? It's, it is around cultivating some form of discipline, right? Discipline. So basically, yeah, so setting yourself a boundary. So, I mean, boundaries are something that we do with ourselves as well as with others. So this is my boundary for myself, that because I care about my health and well-being, so the intention, like I said, is very important, right? So why do I want to not sleep with my phone is because I know that it's not helpful to my sleep, and I know how important sleep is to my mental health and to my energy levels next day. So for me, it's the intention. It's really like, I really want the best sleep. And so in the first couple of days, you feel motivated. So that's, you're going to rely on that. And obviously, maybe, Claire, this is something we keep you accountable. Yeah. So for this 5 days, I want you to try no phones going to bed. Put it away, right? So give yourself a reasonable time. So if you go to sleep at, say, 10 p.m., that's like the time that you want to go to sleep. Not the not the time that you go to bed. Like, I go to bed at least half an hour to an hour before I want to go to sleep. So if 10 p.m. is your bedtime, sleep time, then by 9:30, you're like, no more phones. Put it aside, airplane mode. Put it aside, airplane mode. And that's it. Make sure that you have something to read or something that you can keep yourself occupied, I suppose. I know, because if you're so used to having a phone in bed, you might feel like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm bored, or I can't go to sleep, or whatever, right? So make sure that you have a book or a magazine or something, or a meditation that you can do without your phone. And if you rely on your phone for alarms, you might want to get that from somewhere else. So alarm from maybe your partner's phone, I don't know, or just buying those like small cheap digital alarm for that. I guess also what the thing is, when there's a will, there's a way. So how motivated are you, and giving it a try to work out, where is your barrier, right? So, and I always say that if you really want it, it doesn't mean that if you slip up 1 or 2 times, don't give up. Go back to it again. Yeah, I've had my clients do the same. Like, they tried it, they really, really liked it. They know that it was really helpful, but then they're like, oh, work, whatever. And then they got distracted. And then they went back to the bad habit again. But the key to this is, don't give up. Try again, try again, try again, until it becomes a habit. All right. So it took me a while to make it into a habit. It wasn't something that happened naturally. I made it into a habit. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, you guys? Any other questions around cultivating awareness? Let's please quickly just share in the chat. What's your biggest takeaway today so far? What are you going to try to do to cultivate your awareness today? What you gonna try and do today? Miriam, is there something you'd like to try? I know you're starting a new job, and perhaps it feels overwhelming with a lot of information that you might be taking in, because that's what happens on a new job. So it's that maybe giving yourself the permission to not worry about anything else. Like, so Miriam, this is specifically around like starting a new job, like lots of information overload. So maybe the mindful listening part can be your practice, because you know, you're going to be absorbing so much information, and perhaps someone is guiding you or walking you through, and you know, your challenge here is to be fully present in whatever that person say. So perhaps that can be something that you're going to try. Abby, you're gonna keep my mind in the moment, in the present moment. Yes, amazing. And on that, every time you notice that your mind has wandered away is a moment of mindfulness. Yep. So guys, let me repeat that. Whenever you've noticed that your mind has wandered, meaning that you're like, oh, where am I? Like all of that, you know, like what's just happened is a moment of mindfulness, because that is that moment where you get to choose. Coming back to this moment. Ellie, yes, not multitask as much as I have been and be really present. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that, beauty. Yes. And multitasking has been proven. They've done research and tests on this, that 47% of the time we are not present. 47% of the time. So if you are multitasking, you are not present. So only 2% of the population can effectively multitask, and most of us are not in that 2%. So unless your job depends on it, or if you do it really well and doesn't cause you extra stress, then, you know, today your homework is to try not to multitask. Just do, no matter how mundane. And honestly, this has been what has allowed me to not lose my rag when it comes to doing housework. I'm really not a fan of doing housework, but I realized that, you know, if I don't overthink it, I just, you know, be really present, even if it's a really mundane thing, is to try and find the joy in even the simplest thing, has helped me got over that. Doing housework, it's not my favorite thing. So Claire, you're gonna keep your phone away more often and be more present. Awesome. Yeah, amazing, amazing. And try to do that at night, when you go to sleep. That's going to be, I think, a huge benefit. For me it is, and I hope that you see it too. And Mira, stop myself multitasking. Yes, as you said that earlier, I was about to do my physio exercises while watching this. You wanted to multitask. So yes, being fully present. Thanks. Yes. Oh, amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. So I hope you still have time to do some of your physio exercises. And even whilst you're doing your physio exercises, and to be fully present whilst doing it. Amazing, you guys. Alrighty, I'm going to leave you guys to it, and I'll be sending an email to everyone to, you know, just to recap all of this and make sure that you do your homework and come back and share how it's been for you. And remember to engage, and like, I'll be looking out for the prize winner. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you all, and see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, and let me know how you go. Bye, guys.